Welcome to Hearts and Stripes, your one-stop shop for all things military marriage. I hope our discussions and interviews equip you with the tools to start or grow a beautiful marriage as we address the benefits and challenges of marriage. I believe life's most precious moments are worth celebrating, so I'll help you design your marriage blueprint in alignment with your core values. Thank you for joining us, and remember to rate, subscribe, and review. Let's do this. Hello, and welcome to Hearts and Stripes podcast. This is your girl, Bree Carroll, and I am hyped for this episode of Hearts and Stripes. This is definitely a special one, and I'm so excited for you to be joining. But first, if it is your first time here, welcome to the family. This is where we have heart to hearts, all focused on strengthening military marriages. We do this in a couple of different ways by focusing on three areas that I feel are essential for you to thrive and live fulfilled lives. So the first way, we want to see you thrive personally. So on the podcast, we will be talking about ways for you to do some introspection, some personal development, and really grow as an individual. The reason why we do this and talk about this is because you have to show up for yourself first before you can show up for your marriage. You have to know who you are as an individual before you can know who you are as a couple. That's the key. That's the secret sauce behind all the things here that we will discuss as we dive in deeper. The second part is all about thriving in your marriage. The way we do this is through our interviews and discussions. We want to equip you so that you have healthy, sustainable relationships and live fulfilled in your marriage. The third area that you're going to hear us talk about here in our Hearts to Hearts are simply the legacy. Building something together that is bigger than just your relationship, bigger than just yourself. And we want you to thrive in your legacy building. So you'll hear some things talk about finance, about future planning, about goals, and a lot of other great things right here on Hearts and Stripes podcast. But let me just say, this episode is one that I'm really excited about because if you follow me on Instagram at It's Bree Carroll, then you already know this episode is sharing all the goodness regarding the Military Marriage Day Summit. So this episode, I'm going to cover kind of what we've been working on in the background, behind the scenes, as it relates to Military Marriage Day. And I'm really excited to share because I want to start off by just saying what Military Marriage Day is, right? So Military Marriage Day is a holiday that I actually created in 2020. So this was after I received my title as the 2020-2021 Armed Forces Insurance Air Force Spouse of the Year. I had a platform and still have a platform since I am still the 2021 Air Force Spouse of the Year of strengthening military marriages. And I wanted to be intentional about how I used the platform and what I was going to focus on as I advocated with a title, right? And honestly, it's something that I've been doing prior to having the title. So it was such a simple fit that, especially if you were here on the podcast, you know that I really did have a heart for marriage based off of my experience of seeing my friends' relationships and people who were like families, relationships in divorce. And then I started digging into the divorce rate and how it has been consistent for over 5 years. And it just led me to this path of trying to find a way to get a one-stop shop, some area, some space to intentionally have focused resources and discussions that not only celebrated marriage, but also equipped military couples so that these divorce statistics would change and they would improve, because the impacts of separation and divorce are not just felt with the couple. No, it is felt with the whole family. And when I say family, I'm talking about big A, big airman family. It is felt in your squadrons, in your units. It's felt if you have children. It's felt with friends. It is felt throughout the force. So it's really important here, and that that is what we are all about here. So Military Marriage Day is a holiday. I didn't want it to be commercial like Valentine's Day. I wanted it to be a time that is celebrated annually so that you can focus on your marriage. So every August 14th is a reminder to our service couples out there to be intentional and focus on your marriage. For those who know my background, I am a civil engineer. So what we normally talk about is what gets measured gets managed. I'll say it again. What gets measured gets managed. So the way I apply this to this holiday is if you take time during Military Marriage Day and measure and see how much you've grown in your relationship, look back on where you kind of come from, maybe mistakes that you've made. And that is the opportunity when you acknowledge the growth or the shortfalls or the things that you could have done differently. That is the perfect time where you can think about where you want to go, the next steps, how to make it better, how to improve, how to get greater fulfillment in your relationship. So that is why Military Marriage Day was created. Big picture, if I can just vision cast with y'all for a second, is really going to turn into a whole movement in years to come with live events, something of a retreat style, so that couples can really enjoy. And when I say retreat, I really mean more like a festival. Like, we're going to have fun. We want to be intentional about celebrating marriages, not just hitting those hard parts and those sad parts. But I really feel like we don't do enough to celebrate the relationships that we have, showing gratitude for the person who walks through this military life with us. And I think when we are honored as a couple collectively together, Military Spouse Appreciation Day is great, and your Veteran Days and Memorial Days and anything that honors our service members, those are great, but there is no other place or no other acknowledgement where the two are acknowledged together. And that's what Military Marriage Day does. It acknowledges and it honors and it celebrates the oath and vow of our service couples. And we celebrate that every August the 14th for Military Marriage Day. So the summit, in year 2 of celebrating Military Marriage Day, I said, you know what? I don't want it to just be about a fun holiday where we give away some amazing things, which we will talk about. We'll talk about it. Give away some amazing things. But I really wanted it to be something where couples could walk away with going a little deeper than just the balloons and the candies in the cart, but a little deeper to where not only is the holiday a reminder to be intentional about their relationship, but a space where they could be guided by some subject matter experts regarding their marriage. So that is what the summit is. And I am so excited about the summit because it is a 2-day staycation is what we're calling it. It's a virtual summit, an opportunity for you to join in, go deeper, invest in your marriage right where you are. And it is accessible for both members. So let me explain how this works. When you get your tickets, and you will get your tickets for the Military Marriage Day Summit, it is a couple's ticket. So what that means is you will get one ticket per couple or for the couple. And what you will do is you will share your access with your spouse and your spouse only. And the nice thing about that is if you are geographically separated, maybe someone's TDY or deployed, you still have the opportunity to do it together and both benefit from hearing the same content and discussing that and acting on it together. So that is how the tickets work. It is a couple's ticket. If you have any questions, you can absolutely email me and we can talk it through at brie@bcarrollevents.com. I did have someone ask the question about group opportunities. If your unit, your battalion, if your squad, if your whole branch wants to take Military Marriage Day, we can absolutely work out a group rate for you to accommodate a larger group who is interested in participating in Military Marriage Day. Of course, you will get a substantial percentage off of the ticket, and we can work with you as far as how we would do that. We would give you a specialized code for your group. But enough about that. Share with someone who you may think wants to bring this summit to a more personal level and attend it as a group. That would be amazing, really, to see the transformation that could happen when a group got together and said that they were going to be intentional about their marriage. I can only speculate, and I'm smiling as I'm thinking about the change that'll happen within that work center as they serve alongside one another, just feeling fulfilled and excited to go home, and then excited to go into an area that where their people are prioritized and cared about, and they are showing that they're taking care of and caring about their relationships at home. So I think that is a great question that I did get. So I just wanted to address that really quickly before we dive into the details of the summit. So reconnecting and celebrating with a staycation for two. That is what the MMD Summit is all about. So who can attend? Again, we cover that. It's you and your spouse. You are invited to attend. The dates for the Military Marriage Day Summit is August 13th and 14th. So that is the day prior, so Military Marriage Day Eve, and on Military Marriage Day, it'll be an evening and a morning session, so we're not taking up too much of your time. And where can you attend? It is from anywhere. You can attend from anywhere because it is virtual, and you will get your special log into the Military Marriage Day Summit Lounge and also your Summit Hub when you get your ticket. And let me just foot stomp right now as we're talking about these tickets. There are early bird rates going on right now for the summit tickets, and I want to make sure you guys take advantage of that. I love a great deal. You should too. So I want to make sure that you know that July 14th, after that day, the ticket rate will go up for the couple's ticket. So please, please, please take advantage of that. We only are accommodating couple tickets. So please do not send us a message saying, well, I'm just an individual. I'm not sharing the login with my spouse, and I just want to take it personally. That is not how the summit is designed. So you would be out of compliance. And we encourage you to share the information with your spouse so that you can be on one accord and can utilize the material together to really grow in your relationship. Like I said, Military Marriage Day is more than just a holiday. We really are on a mission to bridge that gap between the resources that our service couples have and truly strengthen marriages. So we want you to build sustainable marriages and maintain that spark in your marriage. And we want this summit to be the first step to doing so. So we want the results to be lasting even after the summit. But let me dive into what is in the summit. You will have keynote address. We're going to have real talk with real couples. And we'll also have some live Q&As with our speakers. I am so excited about the speakers that we will actually have for the summit. You heard from one of them right here on Hearts and Stripes podcast, Courtney Boyer. Look, when I talk about real talk, we are definitely doing real talk here because, as you know, she is a sex educator. So yes, we will be talking about that topic as it relates to your marriage. And the reason why I introduced her first, because one, she's familiar. If you've listened to her episode, I encourage you to go back and check her out. But also because I want you to know what you're getting into when you're getting into this summit. We are not going to tiptoe around this thing. We are going to guide you on a path with our speakers and what is going to be shared to truly build your relationship and hit on some conversations that maybe you're uncomfortable with just having with the two of you. Maybe this needs to be the spark, the thing that kind of gets the conversation going. So let the summit do that for you. Invest in it so that it can start those maybe hard conversations or conversations that you've been avoiding. So Courtney is going to walk us through conversations, on sex and intimacy. So I'm really excited to hear from her Maxine Reyes of House Reyes. Her and Ken are going to talk to you guys. If you are a dual military couple, this is a couple you absolutely want to follow and listen to. They're going to be sharing some perspective on what it looks like for dual military couples, and also really footstop the theme overall of Military Marriage Day, which is connecting. So they will be sharing on that. And also you'll get a bonus from Maxine. For those who don't know, she had a single that went out. So yes, you will have the opportunity to be serenaded and to hear some songs of encouragement from her as part of the summit. So really excited to hear from House Reyes. Also, I have to just say I am super grateful for Tori Donato. If you do not know him, he is actually an active duty service member, father, husband, and all around great relationship tactician. I am super grateful to have him. He's actually going to open up the summit with talking about the marriage why. He is a phenomenal speaker. If you have not heard him speak, you are in for a treat. Let me just tell you. And then, of course, we have Corey Weathers. Corey, for those who do not know, she actually is like a big sister to me. She started out this thing focused on her platform when she was the Military Spouse of the Year, advocating for marriage. And she has continued to evolve. She is actually a licensed professional counselor, and she has moved into the role more so as a strengths coach. Her and her husband, Matthew, who is actually a chaplain, tag team a lot of tough conversations when it comes to relationship and marriages. And I love how they work together. But you'll hear from Corey, and she's going to walk us through strengths. And for any of you who is a personality quiz fan like I am, you already know about Strength Finders. She is going to walk us through our strengths again as individuals, and then talk about how we can collectively come together and benefit from one another's strengths in our relationships. So I'm really excited for this session. But let me just say, this next speaker needs no introduction. No, I'm kidding, y'all. Of course, I will be up there. I will definitely be the host of the summit, and I am excited to share a session with you that is also going to touch on not just connection, but recommitment in your marriage, in your relationship. And I'm really excited to bring you all of those good things. So what else comes with the summit, you might wonder, besides just these amazing speakers? Yes, there is more. You will definitely have a guide workbook that will take you through all of the amazing content that the speakers will be bringing to you. Don't forget, you have a live Q&A. So if there's anything that you want to ask our speakers, you can do so discreetly by submitting your question, or you can also just ask it yourself. Get that personal touch, hear from them directly, and what advice and recommendations they may have for you. So that is a huge benefit. You'll see the times when that will happen so that you have that opportunity to get your questions answered. And then the icing on top, besides just the amazing speakers and the guide and the Q&A, we are going to really be setting the stage for this staycation. And the way that I like to staycation is to really get comfortable. So we'll have some information for you prior to the summit start to get you ready for your staycation. And with any good staycation, there has to be some amazing surprises in there. So like I mentioned earlier, Military Marriage Day, when you register for the free event for our week of countdown, there will be giveaways. Let me just pause and say that the summit will have exclusive giveaways just for summit couples. Let me say it again in case you didn't hear me. Exclusive giveaways just for couples who are attending the summit, because, it just has to be that much better when you have taken the time to invest in yourself. You should get treated for that. And we absolutely want to ensure that we wine and dine you during your staycation during the Military Marriage Day Summit. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what the giveaways are. Nope, you're going to have to get your ticket so that you can find out what all of that goodness is. But let me say, it is absolutely worth the investment. The speakers, the heart behind them, all of them are service families and service couples. They have lived it. They know it. They are subject matter experts, coaches, and clinicians ready to share the wealth of knowledge that they have for you to see you thrive in your marriage. So I highly encourage you, take the time to invest in yourself. Not just the speakers. You'll have a guidebook that walks you through the content, that gives you some practical ways to apply the material and the things that you're going to hear, and also some conversation starters and some discussion points for you to have with your spouse. Again, the summit is not long because we want to give you that time back so that you can come together as a couple and have the conversations so that you can build your marriage according to your core values. That's what we want to see. So we are going to equip you. We're going to give you the information. We are going to give you the guide, the conversation starters, the questions to ask, the fun activities, even maybe to try in your relationship, so that you can walk away from the summit feeling really fulfilled, feeling like you have worked on and spent some time connecting with your spouse in a new and exciting way. Not only will you have that guide, you'll also get the pre-summit startups so that you can prepare for your staycation. And then we will announce those amazing giveaways during the summit. But the only way that you can take advantage of all of this is by registering for the summit. That's it, guys. You have to go ahead and go to www.militarymarriageday.com. When you click the button to RSVP, you will see at the bottom the opportunity to invest in your relationship via the Military Marriage Day Summit. Please RSVP for the free countdown as well. Everybody is welcome to do that. There will be some amazing speakers that will be on that whole week. And some great engaging opportunities for you and your couple to connect through the week of countdown. But do not sell yourself short by not taking the time to look at the MMD Summit. It is where you want to be. I hope that you are in the building so that you can go even deeper and get really intentional about leveling up your relationship. And let me just say, the summit is not just for couples who are doing great or couples who are on the brink of separation. It is for all couples. We are going to meet you right where you are, regardless of what your situation is for your relationship, which is why we have the live Q&As, which is why you can reach out to us if you have any specific questions, follow up, or need to get connected with some resources after the summit. We are really intentional and thoughtful of how we are putting the summit together. The people who are involved were very thoughtfully placed here. We didn't just open it up to any and everybody. We wanted to ensure that we had the best people to serve you. So I hope that you pack your bag and get ready for this staycation at the Military Marriage Day Summit. So it is now time for my favorite part of the Hearts to Heart. Really, it is all about the Heart Track. So Heart Tracks 2 is the playlist where you can find all of our songs that have come from past episodes. It's a great way to remind yourself about what we've talked about. And you can find that playlist on Spotify. So that's Heart Tracks 2 on Spotify. So today's Heart to Heart comes from Justin Bieber. I'm really feeling him in this new relationship and these ballads that he is putting out about his missus. And this heart track is Anyone. If you have not heard that song, go ahead, turn that on. It is a great song. I think you're going to find it in a lot of weddings, but it's also a sweet reminder that it's you and that other person, and you don't really want anyone else. So I would just take a listen to the playlist Heart Tracks 2 on Spotify and listen out for our heart track for this episode, the Military Marriage Day Summit episode, and the heart track is Anyone by Justin Bieber. So that wraps us up. If you have any questions about the Military Marriage Day Summit, do not hesitate. Reach out to us. You can reach out to Military Marriage Day headquarters at militarymarriageday@gmail.com. Feel free to email me directly at brie@bcarolevents.com. And you can find all things Military Marriage Day at www.militarymarriageday.com. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to rate, subscribe, and review. This is Hearts and Stripes. We are the few, the proud, that aim high and are forged by love. Always ready, always there. We are Mill Marriage Strong.